Perfect. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a good rainy Thursday. So today we are going to talk about a couple of things. I know I have a tendency to speak a little fast. So if you miss anything during this presentation, feel free to take a picture or screenshot it so you have it with you, especially for that hours information, because your deadline is today. So make sure that you have that information covered. I will try to get the recording out as soon as possible. YouTube is a little wonky about that, but the slides should be posted on the website after the meeting, after both meetings. So today what we're going to cover is how to submit hours, updates for both our community house program and our teaching assistant program. We do have 2 volunteering opportunities that we're excited to talk to you guys about today, and then obviously finishing off with our attendance. Okay, so submitting hours. If me saying that hours are due today caused you to freak out, do not worry, because this is our first time submitting hours. We know that there's going to be lots of kinks in the process, but the steps are really simple. What you're going to do is go to bit.ly/YPC_hours. You are going to fill out that form even if you have 0 hours. That might seem really counterintuitive, like why am I submitting something if I have nothing to report? The reason is that helps keep you accountable for your membership in this club. Just like the way that you submit attendance, we do need to make sure that you are participating and being an active member. We also understand that there's lots of extenuating circumstances. There's things that we can't control right now. So if you have 0 hours, that's totally fine. We do ask that you give us a reason for that. Those hours are due by 4:30 today. So make sure that you have that in by 4:30. I am going to walk you guys through that process a little bit just to make sure that we have everything straight. So can you guys see the hours submission window? Perfect. Okay. So type in your name, and then let's just say that I don't have any hours to claim for this month. You're going to hit no and then answer this question. That's it. Super simple. We just ask that it's in by 4:30 today. Now, if you do have hours to report, remember from last meeting we covered this, but I do want to stress this again. If you're explaining how you got those hours, instead of the traditional log that we've had in the past, you are going to have to be a little bit more comprehensive in your explanations. You're going to have to include 4 components. Remember, the individual time spent on each activity, the number of students you directly interacted with or helped, if only that's applicable, an explanation of what you did, not just like I tutored students or I graded papers, but I, worked with students on this skill. I helped organize this. I did peer reviews for FRQs. Whatever it is, please be specific so we know that, you're not fabricating whatever you're saying. Also separate your entries with an enter. That just helps us, add everything up together and makes the organization process go a little bit faster. So please be sure to separate all of your entries with an enter. And also remember that you do have to provide verification. So the teacher that you worked with, there's a spot for you to enter their email. That's important too. Remember that you have to submit a valid email address when submitting the person that is verifying your hours. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. I'm going to go back to this slide if you need to take a picture or screenshot it right now. It should be fairly self-explanatory of how to submit these hours. Remember, it is due by 4:30. I'm going to check the chat. Okay, perfect. So hopefully we are all good with that. Let's talk about program updates, because I know that a lot of you have questions about the Community House Mentor Program and the Teaching Assistant Program. So first with Community House, obviously a lot has changed. A couple of weeks ago, we thought that we were going to go back into hybrid learning, and now cases are higher than they've ever been. So obviously there's a lot in flux. The school administration at CHMS is working super hard to coordinate this. Ultimately, though, it just relies on patience. I know that a lot of you are probably a little antsy. You do want to get to work. You do want to volunteer, and that's great to see. The simple fact is that these are really crazy times, and we have to give time and administration the ability to figure things out, and that's totally understandable. So what I'm going to ask from all of you is to please be patient. We are giving you as much information as we have. I know it doesn't seem like it, but honestly, you just have to take it in stride. Regardless, though, we will give you a final update on the program. There will be next steps coming on Friday next week, the 20th. So stay tuned for that. But again, please be patient. Understand that we are working super hard to get this program started. Rest assured that it will happen this year. There's no question that you will be working with middle schoolers and helping them and guiding them through this year. That will happen. It's just a matter of when. Okay. And then let's talk about the undecided teaching assistant program. We have begun the pairing process. We've sent emails out to a couple of you. It is very, very competitive. I cannot stress how competitive it is. We did say it was on a first come, first serve basis. The simple fact is that, grade plays a part into it. There's a lot of class requirements that teachers are asking. So we will contact you if we find that you're a good fit. The way that it works is we go on a system based off who's submitted first, and then narrow it down based off of your qualifications. Again, we will contact you. So don't worry about, did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? If you are selected, we will contact you and let you know about that. I'm gonna just triple check the chat one more time. Okay, cool. So that is that on the two programs that a lot of you had questions on. Let's talk about the decided teaching assistant program. Again, that is operating normally. I want to stress for my freshmen, if you have taken a first semester class and you did really well in it, and you bonded with the teacher, you feel like you have a strong grasp of the concepts, I encourage you to reach out after the first semester and see if there's any way that you can help that teacher. The worst they can say is no. So definitely start thinking about that now. And if you do decide later to confirm with a teacher, send an email to akyoungprof@gmail.com. Explain why you decided to confirm now. We're not trying to ask you for like an essay or anything. We just want a simple explanation. And then we'll send you the application directly for confirming your teacher that you're working with. But everything else should be operating normally with that. That's a fairly individual program. We don't really mess with you if you're doing a decided TA. You don't really need any approval from us. So that should be functioning normally. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. I don't see any, frantic questions in the chat. So I'm assuming that that's that on. Good. Okay, cool. So next, I do want to mention Young Professor Insights, just because of the volume of stuff that we have to cover today. We're not doing this meeting, but I strongly encourage you guys to, submit your experiences, I guess, on this Google Forms. It's just a great way to contribute to the club a little bit more, to share your stories, how you feel, how you've learned, how you've grown as a young professor. And it's just a great way to, strengthen the ties in this club. So yeah, please submit any experiences, even if you think it's super trivial, if you think that this is the most random story ever. I mean, the worst that we can do is not include it. So please definitely go to that link and submit your story. Okay. With that, I am going to talk about a couple of volunteering opportunities. We have two new ones that I'd like to talk about, and that our officers are also going to talk about. So let's start with the Holiday Cam Drive. Sarah, you?
Thanks, Nikita. So for the Holiday Cam, so in lieu of Winterfest this year, we are doing a Holiday Cam Drive. ICC is requiring clubs to participate in this drive, and as a club, we're supposed to collect 2 bags of non-perishables that were predetermined by ICC and the organization that they are working with for this drive. And these items are specified on the Sign Up Genius link. And with each bag of items, we're also pairing it up with a $30 grocery gift card. And these are we're basically collecting these items and monetary donations as well. For each slot that you sign up for on the Sign Up Genius, you get 30 minutes of service out. You get 30 minutes of service. And once you have your items collected and everything, we would like you guys to drop this off at 9801 Southampton Commons Drive, which is the Southampton Neighborhood Clubhouse, which is the neighborhood located across from the street from Arthur Kell. Our requirements are for your names to be on the items and that you send us a picture of the cans at the location so that we know that you collected the items and that you sent them in. And the dates that we're doing this drive, or the dates that we're doing the collections on, are November 17th, the 21st, the 24th, and the 28th, from 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. So whenever is convenient for you, you can drop these items off at these times. And once you get there, just send us a picture via Remind so we'll know that you have them. And for money, if you're gonna send monetary donations, we'd like you to send them to Venmo at Nikita Nanduri or at Zelle at sarahjung111@gmail.com.
Thank you. I do want to add that those dates are Tuesdays and Saturdays. So for the next 2 weeks, Tuesday and Saturday from 3:30 to 6:30 are your drop-off times. I do want to stress, this might seem a little complicated, but all you have to do is go to this Sign Up Genius link. So I'm just going to click on that right now. And you'll see the 3 bags of options that you can sign up for. So say I want to sign up for 2 Jellos. I'm going to sign up here. All the information that we just covered during this meeting too is located in this Sign Up Genius. So if you ever get confused or you forget the dates or times available for drop off, it's literally there on the Sign Up Genius as well, and information for monetary donations. So I'm going to click sign up, and then is this not working? Okay, there we go. Submit and sign up. And then you're going to enter, ignore this date, please. This is just for the sake of this Sign Up Genius. The dates are the ones that we provided for you, the Tuesday and Saturday for the next 2 weeks. Enter your name and then your email. And if you have any comments, you can enter that as well. And that's how you sign up for that. Okay, I do want to make sure that there's no questions about this. We've tried to make this process as easy and as painless as possible. So if there are any questions, I think right now would be a great time to ask them. I'm going to also open up the chat in case we have anything. Yes, so I do want all of the links that I've blasted through this PowerPoint are going to be sent through Remind around 4:00ish. But if you want to take a picture of this right now, the link is not hard to type in. So just take a picture, and then that should be good to go on that. Anything else I need to mention? Okay, perfect. All right. So hopefully you guys have the information on that, and remember that service hours are being provided for your participation in this. And there's a lot of us in this club, so there's really no reason that we shouldn't be able to meet these requirements. So yeah, excited to see your contributions. Okay, next let's talk about Cards for Crisis. Talia?
Another volunteering opportunity is Cards for Crisis, and as mentioned in our most recent Instagram post, you can pick up the empty pre-designed cards at the front of AK, and this is where you picked up your AP textbooks, and you will write in a message for hours. And as you can see, you will receive 1.5 hours per card, but you can always email me if it takes you longer than 30 minutes to write the card, or it takes longer than 1 hour to pick up and drop off the finished cards. And the bundle of finished cards will be sent to every single member of the Brightmoor South Charlotte for the holiday season. So we are expecting the deadlines to be around December, mid-December. And the card distribution box will be set up next week from November 11th to November 20th after school. And I sent a confirmation email, and I'm just waiting for a response on what times we're able to distribute, because they're trying to make sure that people aren't meeting up or there's not much of a congregation at the same time. So just look out for the remind, because I will send out a message what time you'll be able to pick them up. And in addition, if you want to write more or less cards than what you indicated on the Google form, you don't need to fill out the form again. You can just go and take more or return more at the site. And just send me a message on the remind if you have any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry,
Nikita. Talia, in the chat, someone was asking what kind of things they should write in these cards. Do you think that you would be able to expand on that at all?
Yes, I'll slip in a template of what kind of responses you should include. So it'll be inside the card. I'll just like slip in a piece of paper with like a guideline just to see like if you're not unsure like who these people are or just you just want to like get an idea of what to write.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. Yeah, I strongly encourage you guys to take advantage of this opportunity. Clearly, our resident communities are being severely impacted by the pandemic going on. So do whatever you can if you have any time to definitely contribute and see how you can, even if it's just putting a smile on somebody's face, it definitely makes a difference. So I strongly encourage you guys to participate. Okay. So that wraps up all of the new information that we have for you.